All right. So any questions about that? Okay. How many of you already have your Placester site, have used it some, or just know that it's out there, or you got yours up? All right, so a couple got yours up. Right, okay.
I have a little message that says your KW website taught about Placester has been created and is ready to launch.
Perfect. You are right at the very beginning. Very beginning. So that's good. That's good. Okay. So don't go any further.
Oh.
Yes. No, you're fine if you hit launch. You're fine. Okay. You'll get caught up with this. One of the things that's going to be very important for us today is if I start going too fast, because I do talk about 100 miles an hour, you're not going to offend me to tell me to stop, slow down, wait for me. Raise your hand if you're not seeing what I'm showing you on my screen so that I can come back and look and see what is what's happening on your machine. There are sometimes some things happen when different web browsers may not let certain things happen and it gets a little wobbly and weird. I always use Google Chrome. I've had the least amount of issues with that. For you guys that are on the Macs, I don't believe we've experienced any unusual issues there, so I think you guys will be okay. I think the biggest issue is going to be usually with Internet Explorer. That's the one that I've seen the most issues with. But we'll be able to should be able to get around those. So the first thing that I want to do is show you how to get to your website, and this is for those of you that have been with Keller Williams for a couple of years. If you've not come in this way, it's going to look very different. First thing you're going to do is go to Technology, and you're going to hover over it. Don't click. When you hover over Technology, then come down to KW Websites and click there. For those of you that have been with KW for a little while, you used to get a whole panel over here that had your e-agency and all that information over there. That's no longer there. You're going to get this page. You've got your KW, tells you here what you need. Your view your website, legacy website support. So if you are still using some of your e-agency websites and things like that, you can still get support down here. It's just moved further down. It's not prominently on the page and easy to get to. So when you're on this page, you'll see here it says go to my website. There's going to be one of two things that should be here. It should either say go to my website or your website is available and launched. Does anybody see anything different than those two options there? Nope. Okay. Click on go to my website. Now, your websites are probably this section right here. May look a little different than mine. More than likely yours has got yourname.kw.com. Whoops. Okay, if you've got two, then you will know which one. Okay, do you have a custom domain?
I do, yeah, Virginia really for you, but I never use, yeah, that's what I had been using, I guess.
Okay.
The listings are on this one.
This is the one that has your IDX.
Yeah.
She said 9,000.
Your IDX.
Yeah.
Yeah. But your site, all right, so you're good there. You've got a site rolling.
Oh, that's heavy. Smells good.
Yeah, you've got this information. Your IDX may be working. It's like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
it's yours.
I think that was the thing. I was trying to, when I did one day try to go in and mess with this, and I was trying to set it up, just move one time. Jennifer for you, and then all of us two of them.
Okay, so what we're going to have you do, you're going to work on the top one.
Okay.
And then after class, who's your domain purchaser?
Oh my God. It's been, I'm talking about 10 years, 5 years ago.
I just switched mine and I had to go back.
Yeah, I don't have that yet. I'm not at that.
So okay, so yours. Right, so your name. All right, we'll be able to go
Every morning I go to the time of day,
Somebody-
got things that have other things in them, and fill it with wood field, carry it around all day.
Are you setting up an individual site or working on his site?
Just take a look at it tomorrow. Good.
His site? Okay.
Okay.
We're going to teach you how to go in. This is the one that you're going to go in and use for today, and then take everything that we learned in here today, and then you'll have to get his information on going through his MyKW to get Placester updates for him for the team site. As far as I know, I don't know how you can update the overall team site without having, because it's under Robert Wiley. If that's a question that I will find out from Placester. She can have an individual page, but it wouldn't be a Team Wiley page. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's a question that we'll take back to Placester. Is yours good?
I think so.
You're good. Okay. Check yours. You're good. Okay. Right. Annie's good. Get two sides of it.
I don't know why. That's what I was.
Go with the top one. Okay. So, Lois, does yours have your name and everything in it? Okay. Does anybody else have where their name is not showing in their Placester website ID? Everybody else good?
You mean up in the pool?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, yeah, my name's right there, but it's not.
No, yours is not because yours is different. Mine shows this way because I have a custom domain. That's why mine is just a little bit different than yours. All right, so the first thing we want to do is across the top here, you'll see view live site, edit site, view site map, and disable. Does everybody's look the same there? No one says launch, correct? Okay, that's good.
Oh, I put one that launch.
Yours does say launch? Okay, go ahead, click launch.
I just,
Now you should edit. Yeah, you're good. Okay. Now, when you want to go in and make changes to your website, the way that you're going to do that now everybody is launched, so you'll always go into MyKW Technology, go to my website. When you do that, it's going to bring you to this page every single time. To make changes to your website, you'll click on Edit Site. And this is what you should see. Your name, the name of your website, I should say, here, site settings, pages, blocks, pages, testimonials, and areas, and then you'll see a whole menu of items across the side. Okay, now, by default, we're underneath site settings right now. And that's where we're going to spend the bulk of our time today, is looking at all of these items going down the side here. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to double check everybody's IDX. And there's two of you guys that I know just started getting your IDX set up. It doesn't mean you can't do anything in your website today. You can do everything that we're going to do today except your global filters and your featured properties. Those are the only two things that you're not going to be able to do today because your IDX, but everything else you can do. So if you click on IDX, you should see KWLS if your IDX is set up. You should see KWLS, Triad Multiple List Service, in region NC.
Okay, all I have is KWLS that says selected.
Okay, you need to have your IDX mapped over to you. Which are you? Congo or High Point?
High Point.
High Point. There.
does it matter if you're not in the same order as you are?
No, as long as you got the three of us.
It says region, it says permanent installation.
Yeah. Don't do the request integration through Placester. It doesn't like to get along with IDX. You are selected. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so
So
this,
you will fill out, yeah, so you're going to put your name here, then you'll sign it, then you'll do your name again, phone number, email, and then whatever mailing address that you're using for your correspondence. And then down here, you will put
untitled.
because you're wanting to map to Jenny Brewer at some point.
Yeah.
You already got IDX set up for that one.
For the old one, yeah,
Or the old one, going to jennybrewer.com.
JennyBrewer4U.com.
Yeah, okay. Let's hold off on yours, and before I leave today,
We'll switch it.
yeah. Because the custom domain is what makes it very different, so I have to think through that one a little bit more. Does yours look right?
Yeah, it's not that order.
If you've got the Triad multiple list service up there and it is not selected, go ahead and select that. So even if it's not the same order, it'll say use this MLS, either beside KWLS or beside Triad listing service, you want to select Triad multiple list service. That's the one you want to say selected.
So I don't want to click edit under region or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Somebody's wrong. Okay, that's not for me.
It is working on that. You
No,
use
Is it working now?
Use this. So if you click that, you're good.
So now I don't have to do it anymore.
You're good.
So I need to hit, I didn't just.
Yeah, use this MLS beside Triad.
Select that. I need to select that.
No, you're good. Yeah, you don't want to select KWLS. Only select the Triad multiple list service.
Why don't you want to?
So the way that everything is set up is Triad MLS pushes out to all of our information, and this is where we're pulling all our listings from. Or I said that backwards. The Triad multiple list service is what feeds all of the listings into your website. The KWLS, when you use that, that's going to pull in national listings. And what you want on your website are the local listings through our Triad MLS. KWLS also, when you go in and update something in KWLS, it automatically pushes out to the other sites too. But for this purpose, we only want to select the Triad multiple list service. Okay? Is everybody there before I get too far? Okay. So if you've got that, then you're good. You're good to go. And then what you'll do is you'll hit save here. And then it'll take you back to site settings. So if you haven't already hit save, go ahead and hit save, and then come back to site settings. The thing with this is we will be hitting save a lot. If you don't hit save on a page and you arrow back, nothing to it. It doesn't save automatically. If you started making changes and then you realize, oh, this is way more than I wanted to get into, I don't want to save this yet. In the upper right-hand corner of each of those pages, there will be a little blue icon that says dismiss. You can hit dismiss and then go back in later. On some of the pages, there will also be a save, save now or something like that, where you can save it, but it doesn't go live yet. And I'll point those out when I see those.
So if you dismiss it, just wait on everything that you hit.
All the changes that you made while you're in that session. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about the global filters. So Jenny, your IDX is different, and your IDX is not showing up too, right? Julie? Yes.
It's not ready yet.
It's not ready yet. Okay. What we're going to go through right here is just show you what you all need to do if you want to filter down the listings once your IDX is set up. Because when they get it set up, it's going to default that it's going to show basically whatever the most expensive property is in the MLS, it's going to show. And the way that right, call me on this one, right? And the way that Placester will display them is highest price to lowest price. And it could be land, it could be single family. So the cool thing about the global filters is that you can shrink that down. So if you only want to concentrate in a specific price range, you can cap what it displays for you. You can say, I only want it to show land. I only want it to show single family properties. This is all in global filters. So if you will click on global filters, and you'll see in mine that I have cities listed and then I have a maximum price. I wanted to bring everything down to specific cities, and I didn't want to go over a certain price because what I found was I had a lot of these $6-7 million spots of land just showing up in front of everything. And I was like, okay, how many more single families? So I was there, and they were showing up everywhere in the triad, you know. So what you do here is if you just start typing a city in this little box right here.
We don't
I
have.
don't
a
have a city box.
All right, hold on.
Oh, specific listings, maybe it's under that.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Still don't have cities.
You feel.
Yeah, some specific list.
Go to specific listings. I'm sorry. Thank you for catching me. I skipped too far ahead.
I click there too, but I don't get city.
I don't
I have
have
it.
either.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is everybody on specific listings?
Yeah.
All right. Go to add search criteria.
Ah.
Click that drop down.
You have to add city box.
Yeah, and then click on city. And then when city is showing in that box, then click add.
And I got it. So now we just start inputting city.
I did add.
So what you want to do is
But under
Pick the drop down.
location, it's city. But you can, if you don't want it to memorize, you can just leave it, or
now click add.
if you don't want to put city in,
If
or.
you don't want city, you don't have to.
Where did it go? I did that twice.
Oh, it's right here.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what it was. Okay.
It's already added it.
You don't want to, you want everybody to search everything on here.
Now, when
I
they-
don't know what city.
All right, so let me clarify here. This is only what is going to display
Features.
the features in your Placester. So when they come to your home page, it's only going to be, let me pull it out and I'll show you.
Like if you know you're not going to go to witness it,
Yeah.
you don't want to put.
Yeah.
All right, so there's my feature listings. So when I click on listing search on my page, see these listings here? This is all this is doing is filtering these down. Whenever someone comes onto your page and searches, they can search and still get anything they want to. I'm only filtering what I'm displaying in this section. Does that make sense?
If you want to add more than one, what you do?
So if you want to add, like, so I display these cities. So if you want to add more, then you just go in and you start typing the next city, and then you hit enter. You might have to backspace a little bit to delete what you typed the previous time. I'll show you.
You can't really put commas between them.
No, you don't have to do any comments. So I'm gonna X out of Wahlberg and I'll type it back in and show you. See how it starts to fill in for you? So what I do is I click here. It pre-populates it, but it didn't delete that one out. And then all I got to do is just hit. So I can delete that out, backspace out, and then type in the next city. And I'll give you a couple minutes to get your cities added in there that you want to add in. And then if you need help getting to this point, just raise your hand and I'll come back and help you. Yes, ma'am.
It doesn't seem normal.
Yours is not probably going to give you a lot of those options because your IDX.
Here. This is what, this is what mine looks like.
Yeah, so you've already worked in here. Or did you?
I just added
Oh,
those.
yeah.
So I should be able to go ahead and add those as well, so that.
Yes.
I can, at least I can.
Why should it exist?
The X's is so that if you want to go in
And knock it out.
and delete them at a later point, you can. So yeah, so you're good there. Yeah. No, try to type it in. I think that's good.
It doesn't.
Oh. Once you get
So because your IDX is not setting up, it's probably not recognizing Wahlberg. Yeah.
Somehow deleted
Yeah,
that.
sure.
So then put it up at like that's what I'm at, and then,
And then click on that.
right, and then it popped over here.
Yeah, so then just you'll type that one out.
See, what I had to do is actually scroll down a little and hit search, and then it popped and left it open for me. Right here, search. And search. And now it empties out.
Oh,
I
okay.
have to do that with everyone, I don't know why.
That's fine, I just couldn't get it to go away.
I don't know why.
Okay. So click it and you said that.
We'll give you guys another minute or two to get the rest of your cities added in. Is yours looking, Gloria? Okay.
Thank you.
I don't know why it's doing that to us and not everybody else, but.
technology's fine with it, does this kind of stuff. Now, when you're going back, and you want to go back and make additional tweaks and everything to your website, one of the things, you can, if you come in here where it says maximum price, you can limit the top end of what you want to display on that page. And then the other thing that you can do is underneath here, under this, where there's additional search criteria, one of the things that I also did was I went down to property type, and then I added that in, and when you add that in, it gives you a drop down where you can select improved land, just land, or single family homes, and I ended up selecting single family also, so I capped what shows up in my filter as 650,000, those specific cities with single property, single family homes is what I displayed. I didn't want to show just vacant land. Once you've got all of those added in, if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see all of the search results over here. This is what is showing up as options for you to move over and show in your website on that search page. So what I did was I just selected add all, and then brought everything over, and then when you get over here, you'll hit save, and then when you go to your live page, you'll have all those listings carried over. Does that make sense?
We'll have to add again, add all, and then there's an add here.
No, that's just if you want to add individual ones. So you can go through with this feature and look for specific properties, but I just use this one as just a general, that's going to be on the general search page is what this is. So to me, it was a lot of time and effort trying to find specific listings, and just to bring them over, I just said, bring them all over for the general page.
How often do you have to do that?
So it's only going to bring over active listings. So as these listings expire, the active ones will come in. So this is, because this is on your global filter side. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about this one here. Now, when we start talking about featured listings and things like that, then we'll get into a little bit more where you need to go in and do some checking and updating. Come here. You missed the whole conversation. That's why.
What do you say, that? Because I'm in more city, I missed that. What do you think you like that again?
So if you want to further restrict what is showing on that general search page, this page that was right here, then what you're going to do is you're going to come in here and you can set the maximum price that you want, or you can even go in here underneath add search criteria and select different criteria that you want to use to restrict what shows in there. So you can even, you can look at property type, a minimum price, specific neighborhoods, and things like that. You can do all of that to limit what shows on that global search page. It does not restrict what your visitors can search for, though. This is only what displays. They can still search for anything in the triad. Then, Gloria, do you see all of these? Do you see like listings over here on the left-hand side?
If you scroll down.
Yeah, scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
So right above that, just go ahead and hit add all. And now, nope, you're good. You don't hit add again.
And then scroll down.
And then scroll down a little bit more.
Yeah, and then hit save.
And then if you haven't hit save, go ahead and hit save.
Now you're caught up. And I went back to the settings.
Yeah, it always goes back to settings when you hit save.
Okay, I'll put it the next one price. I go to search and then add.
You would add this criteria.
Maximum price.
Right. So
That's right there. Hit that.
let's see if it's already. Yeah, so you can add that in. And then type in the offer if you want to set it max. And then when you hit save, let me know, and we'll go to the next one.
That's the comma.
No, just no, you put a comma. Okay, so to get everybody back to this view. You there? Yeah. Okay. So next is your featured listings, and this is where you can actually have specific listings that you want to show, and it's going to show up on the main page. So, so this is my main page, and if you scroll down, the filters that we do here on featured listings is what's going to show up here. What I use featured listings for are my listings. So I feature my own listings and put them here. The way that we do that is we click here under featured listings. I've got a couple extra things that I've added in here because before I had listings, I had just some specific zip codes that were popping up there. If you have listings, then what we do is you can go under here under add criteria, and then you would select MLS and then select add. So under an add search criteria, look for MLS ID if it's not already in your window. Select it, then click add, and then it'll show up here.
But you could put specific zip codes in too.
Yeah, you can do zip codes, yeah. If you don't have any listings right now, you can add in zip codes, just like we did on the global filters. You can do that, or you can add cities and things like that that are in here.
You can do neighborhoods too.
You can do neighborhoods. Agent ID, I really thought about that. It probably would have made it a whole lot easier than me typing in all four of my
Just for shits and giggles, will you click on agent ID? Because I want to see if yours does something different than mine, because I don't think my IDX is set up, but.
So we'll pull up all your MLSs by your ID. That one is on it.
Okay, so it doesn't pull up any of mine.
So, all right, Aaron, if you go back out, I'll show you real quick if your IDX is set up.
Oh, I just didn't know if it was all mine were under contract.
If they're showing in Matrix as pending, then
They're showing as.
due diligence, okay, that might be why. Because this, from my understanding is that the MLS ID is still active.
Okay, so is this what the system is looking?
Yeah, so you are not set up.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, you'll have one that'll say try and then what's in there, so on each of them.
Thanks. That's what I thought.
You are correct. So you are. Do you do any custom domains? Do you own a URL? Don't fill this out yet. You and Jenny and I will have to have a conversation.
You know, I used to see each other do this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the custom domain in Placester, I don't know if it's different than what happens in Edge, because I just went through this last night because I got one now. And there's a whole lot of mapping that has to happen. And so that you get the right, so on there, it's, I don't know what happens is if you already have your custom domain.
Should be another page.
There should be? Okay. This is what Jody gave me. Okay.
Got that one.
Good to know. All right. So in here, if you have listings, then you can search by agent ID, and it should pull all your information in, or you can search by your MLS IDs. Me personally, I found that using the MLS ID was a whole lot easier than trying to find it by address and things like that when I wanted to feature my own listings. This is a page that you do need to be familiar with, and because you will use it as you get more and more business, you'll use this one quite a bit to add in your new listings. Okay. It's simple to do. Once you get the hang of it, because what it'll do is it'll pop everything that's here that is yours. If you did all the MLSs in, you can type in multiple MLSs. It'll load them all here. Click add all. They'll all go over, or you can just highlight whichever one you want and bring it over if you only want to feature one. And then you can go back in. This page is great too, because let's say out of my 4, I don't want to feature all 4 of them at the same time. I want to rotate them out. I can go in and delete, let's say this one here on Ava Chanel. I can delete that one off for now and delete, let's say, all of them at Bainbridge. And then Banbridge is the only one that's going to show up as a featured one. But next week, I want to feature North Point. Then I go in, remove, bring it over. So this page becomes very handy when you want to do a lot of features, featuring your listings and things like that, and switching them in and out. So this, and then also the more you update your website, the more your search engine optimization points go up. So it's very good to go in and make changes to your website regularly. You don't want to just set it and walk away from it. You want to get comfortable going in and making changes to take advantage of that, because the more search engine optimization, I call them points you get, the higher in Google searches you start to show up. That's the whole really quick and dirty of how search engine optimization works. All right, so from there, you'll hit save, and you should end up back on this page. Everybody here? Okay. I'm not going to cover open house info because that gets into single property sites. There is an option in Placester where you can take each one of your listings and you can create its own website as part of your main Placester website. But there is I think it's $5 a month to do that for each of your listings. Now, there's several agents that are doing that and are using that. I'm not. I tend to be extremely tight and do that. But it is very handy though that you can do that, and you can go in and let's say that you're paying for a single site. Let's say you're paying for 4 of them. That's $20 a month. Once this house, let's say that it was 123 Main Street, that house is sold, you can go into the single site page that you purchased, change the address to the next listing, and then rotate them out that way if you wanted to do that. That's more of a Placester 102 kind of thing there.
Are you going to do a Placester 102?
We will at some point. I think right now we're just making sure that everybody is up on this one. Scott Leroy has some very good tutorials. We're going to cover those right before we end today. I'll give you all the resources on Scott Leroy.
Placester has great tutorials.
Placester has great tutorials also. They're easy to get to. A lot of what we're covering today is already out there in YouTube videos and things like that too. So if you get home and you get stuck, I'll show you how to get to all those resources. All right, so here comes the fun stuff, theme selections. So this is where we start getting into really customizing the look and feel of your site. Placester, in my opinion, makes this pretty easy. So if you click on themes, you're going to come to this page. And what you're going to see is up here it says, yours probably says 1 of 8. Scroll, if you click these buttons to the left and to the right, these are all the different themes that are available to you. You are free to select whichever one you feel the most comfortable with. So just scroll through there, take a minute or two, scroll through, see which one you have, see which one has the feel, the color schemes that you like. You're able to even choose a master color theme. I chose red, but you can choose blue, orange, gray. Depending on, not all of those colors are available on every theme. I think there's one that might be the Wisconsin one or something like that that has a few of the themes that are colors that are limited. I chose Madison, but you've got some that are very modern, very traditional with a Plymouth. The Fremont is pretty modern. You've got the Franklin that is there's a lot of modern features. And then the Sedona that looks almost like a lawn. So take a minute there, decide which one you like. Play with the colors, see which one you like the best.
Okay, when you change the color, it changes the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
say. I have those paper things at the bottom.
This one?
Yeah.
If you're, did you choose Madison or did you choose another one?
I would choose this one.
Yeah, you
That
get
one.
this one, yeah. Each one, as you select a different theme, these options from 2 and 3 and 4, they'll change a little bit. In here for the statement to display over the slideshow, that's this right here. So it defaults like Madison, which is the one I have, is the best place to find your home. That's the default that's there. You can change that by typing in something here.
You have 4 things, I only have 3.
Are you on Madison or are you on a different?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you may not get the same options depending on which theme. So,
I don't have any options, mine just says Toronto. Well, I think I'm gonna check.
Toronto may not let you do a lot of customizing. Yeah, each one has a different set of options.
I think the only one that has options is Madison. Well,
Let's see.
Madison Metro has 3 options.
There. Yeah, this one.
All the other ones.
Besides mine. That's the one I had chosen before.
Yeah, if you've already decided on your theme, then you can go ahead and hit save. I'll give everybody another minute.
Send you back.
Madison, you get to choose your color and then your optional statement. Plymouth, you get color only. Fremont, you get to choose your color scheme. Same thing with Franklin and Phoenix. So it looks like there's just 2 of them that allow you to change the verbiage on the slideshow. This is another page that you can take advantage of with helping the look and feel. You can go in as often as you want and change your theme. To different things, like there's some that are a little bit more fall oriented, some that might be a little bit more summer oriented, so you can kind of flip them out a little bit. You can also go in and we can do some additional customizing on the next group here. So, is everybody good on their theme? Anybody not here? So go ahead and hit save. And that takes you back here. Okay. Yeah, there was Madison and Metro, the one Metro that gave you the option to add another verbiage over the slideshow. Okay, is everybody here?
Slideshow?
Back to site settings. All right. The next item is the slideshow, and this is where we can change some of the images and the captions in there. So you're not stuck with those same pictures. You can actually change those pictures out in your theme. So if you click on slideshow, so here is, it's showing us the default images here, and then you've got the interior images that it shows. You just got, if you're using luxury property. So if you want to, yeah, let me go back here. You can, all right, so you can go in and if you want to select this as your default image, this set of images, you can go in and select, just hit select here, or if you scroll down, you've got interiors, if you'd rather see those, you can scroll and see what those images are. If you want to only show these luxury properties, you can select that. Here's what they call the mid-priced homes, with different images there. One of nature, so you can select those. These are pre-built for you, you don't have to do anything with those. If you want to go in and you don't want to use any of these, you have your own images that you want to use in there for that main page slideshow. If you click right here, this plus sign, then it's going to take you here where you'll name it. You'll name the slideshow. and then you'll click upload for your first slide. You'll go to your computer, go to your pictures, and you'll find it, and then upload it here. Caption, here is where you're going to name the picture. The link is something that you don't need to worry about. Here, on all the Placester sites, are always tips. And so here it's telling you that your images, they need to be at least 1,600 pixels wide and 660 pixels tall. This keeps your images from distorting and stretching, or looking like it's a little square instead of a full banner style picture. This is probably, for a lot of people, what is this? How can I find out what my pictures are? If you find a picture, if you right click and go to properties, it'll tell you the size and the properties, if it's the right size or not. Questions there, because I know that's...
If you chose like the luxury properties that have the historic homes and stuff, is it going to say luxury properties when it shows the slideshow, or is that just what it's named?
It's just what it's named.
It's just what it's named.
Okay.
You have to think about
You have to hit upload, right?
What's that?
You have to hit upload.
If you are doing your own custom pictures.
And then hit select.
What if you want to do media,
Price.
I can select.
Yeah.
And it said upload.
You can just select
it?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, let me try.
I hit select and it told me upload.
So if you hit upload,
Oh, I'm sorry, I have to hit
And then you
upload.
have to hit upload again?
No, you don't have to hit upload.
It's asking us.
It's asking
We
to
hit
hit upload.
select on that one,
You
then
just
it
have to
wants you to.
upload if you're doing your own pictures.
Right.
I'm doing one of them. Yeah, all you have to do is
Yeah.
page.
yeah, this is if you want to upload a custom picture.
No, because when you click on there, it wants me to upload each picture in that section.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scroll down the bottom and it says save.
So once we hit all,
Scroll down to the bottom and see. Yeah, and then when you come back in, it's there.
All you have to do is scroll to the bottom.
Down to the scroll to the
Yeah.
bottom.
If you scroll down to the bottom, then you'll get saved. Yeah, the upload is if you got this picture up here and you wanted to change that picture.
Oh, let's go down and save.
Yeah.
At the bottom.
Yeah, if you'll scroll, so let's say that you like all of these pictures but this one.
Okay.
Then you can upload a specific picture here.
Replace the net.
Yeah, you can replace that specific picture.
And what's the link?
I don't know that one. We don't have to have it in there. Oh, I know what it
Would
is.
you have a
Sorry.
website link or something?
Yes, so if you had, let's say that you were putting pictures up of your city. So let's say we were using Kernersville. And you wanted it to link to maybe the Chamber of Commerce. You can put their website here, or if you had a single property website, and this was the house, the front of the house on the single property website, you can put that single property website web address here. That picture becomes a hyperlink, and that's what that's for. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes, that is a cool feature there. Questions there? Everybody good? Next is certifications. So everybody will click on certifications. You want to check, make sure that it says show certifications on my website, and I will go ahead and put this disclaimer out there. Just because these certifications are out there, you cannot claim them unless you actually have that certification. There are the Equal Opportunity Housing logo is out there, and the National Association of Realtors logo is out there. So if you scroll down, here's the Equal Housing Opportunity one. Select that one. And then the National Association of Realtors, we'll select that one. And then you'll hit save, and that will pop them out there. Depending on which theme, they might be at the top, they might be at the bottom, depending on the theme that you chose. But they will be on your website's homepage. It's always highly, highly recommendable that if you have joined one of our boards and you have the NAR designation, you have that on there. And absolutely you need this one. Always, always, always. If you have any of the other designations, go ahead and select them and add them. And then hit save. We're going to take you back to our site settings. Next is social networks. And so what this is going to do is allow you to have an icon out there on your page that is for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn too, I think, that people can click on those and then go directly to your page. So if you have a Facebook business page, you want them to be able to go to your LinkedIn page, you can hyperlink all of that in here, and I'll show you how to do that. So if you go to click on social networks, and then you'll see here Pinterest. If you have a Pinterest page that you want to link them to, that where you do a lot of promoting for your properties and things like that. Google+, YouTube. If you're using the KW videos, which I just remember this was in there when I saw that, you can link to them here to your YouTube channel. So I use those videos, so I'm going to do that.
Your old website, we should have on the setup page for Edge, all of the links that you have set up for you, all that should be.
Yeah, you can copy and paste it all from your old web page if you've gone in there. Flickr and Yelp. They don't have Snapchat in here yet. Snapchat is becoming a huge, I guess, tool to help promote yourself. And yeah, I read an article the other day. It's huge.
It's replacing Snapchat.
My daughter on Snapchat.
All the features.
Yeah, I was just like, I thought it was just for fun. I had no idea that you could
I
do
told
that.
you, look up Snap listings.
It's crazy.
There is a real estate company up in New York that has
Really?
created snap listings at gmail.com, and they have thousands upon thousands, and they're looking for referral agents
Constantly.
to spread because they have so much business
It's insane.
from Snapchat.
It's insane.
If you're not doing Snapchat or Facebook Live, you are missing a whole market.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
not to go too far off on a tangent, with Facebook Live, I would do posts for open houses. I would get 50, maybe likes. I did a Facebook Live and ended up with over 125 views and likes right off the bat. I was just like, this is insane. Look at you, Mr. Popular. The same people saw my post that saw my Facebook Live videos.
That's live.
And you video.
And you go.
That's all you do.
That's nice. I think that's great for an open house. That's
So
sure.
if you want to add in your Facebook business page, so you go to, you don't know the name of it. You don't know the name of your page. So I will see who's logged in Facebook Live on here, but
Okay.
I have to remember to log out. Remind me to log out. This will be the fun part of me remembering this password. Nope. That's the bad thing about having things on your smartphone. It can only be one of 5.
I try to use the same one for everything.
There we go. All right, when you're on your main Facebook page, if you click over, usually under shortcuts, when you create your business page, if you'll click here, you'll have your URL right here. And then what you want to do is you want to capture everything that is to the right of Facebook.com. So mine is keepvandyrealty.com. So when I come back over to Placester, it's already got the / in there. So then all I got to do is keep Vandy Realty. Okay. Twitter, you just type in your Twitter handle right there.
Oh, so you just copy the whole app? Oh.
No, it does the Facebook. Yeah, no, not the ad. You just type
Okay,
in.
so I have
just,
one right.
Yeah, just the K-Vandy for Twitter. LinkedIn is a little bit more wobbly. You've got to go into your profile and then there's a specific address that you have to grab for reposting.
You've got too much in there. Mine just says IN/Cartagena.
Yep.
Take out the www.linkedin.com.
Yeah, that's what was throwing me when I saw, yeah, because mine's just my name, /.
Well, it depends if you've gone and created a custom URL for LinkedIn or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I have not. So that's talking
You understand what now? Okay.
So in LinkedIn, you're going to have to go into your profile and grab, in your profile there is I think it's called a shareable link or something like that you have to grab in LinkedIn, and then you're going to take everything that is past linkedin.com, just like we did on the Facebook URL, and grab it.
Okay.
Once you get all of those grabbed in, so the same thing is really going to apply to all of these social media posts, everything that's past like pinterest.com / everything that's past that is what you're going to grab and copy and paste into these fields here. When you get those all added in, then hit save. And it takes back this meeting.
So for LinkedIn, how much stuff?
What's that?
For LinkedIn, how much stuff do you copy?
From,
I got you.
you got it? Okay.
If they want to check them,
Yeah.
Do I need all of it?
okay, so click on preview. I'll get right with that. So you need that IN / but you can change it. That little thing right there.
Mhm.
Click it.
That's what I'm doing now.
And this pencil. And if you want to just
I want to choose like just my
follow
phone
along
number.
and see if it'll make.
We'll do that.
Oh, we're gonna hit it
We're
there?
gonna
Okay, because they've got my phone number, I don't want to put in. I think they did that on there.
Yeah.
It's
So
two.
then you
Wow.
can go over to iPhone.com/.
Like, wow.
Wow.
I don't want people to think I'm in Ohio.
That's how you show it around.
Did I?
Oh,
Oh,
like if I can find Aaron.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Everybody good? All right. So we got our social networks in there. So let's go ahead and just get an idea of what our live site is looking like right now. So if you click on View Preview, it'll take you to what your site looks like and what you've added so far. And then up here, like I've got the Madison template, so all of my social media icons are here, and so you can even test them to see if they work.
We could not find that page either, it's not new, so it's not. No, I got Twitter, but I didn't got anything.
where did you get that from?
On the Madison, it's up here.
Mine's on the right. Midside,
Mid-price homes or something.
Mine's still, my
Yeah, that's what I have.
still showing $1 million. Neither one of them's coming. I changed it, but I'm still showing $2 million.
Okay, we'll go back in a little bit, we'll check your, check your filters, and go back in. And then if you click on, so if you go in and you look at your listings, search, if it's not showing what you said you set up in your global specific filters, you'll be able to go back in, later on today or tonight and go and just double check that those fields that you hit save and those fields stay. If they didn't, you'll go back in and add those fields and then add your criteria in to limit those. It's a good way to kind of check to see did you get everything in there that you're supposed to do or that you wanted to do, not supposed to do, but wanted to do. All right, if we'll come back over to Placester, and then we are next ready for our search form. And what this is for, when people land on your page and they're going to do a search, this is what you're going to present to them. So here is what this box looks like. So this is select the fields that you want to show. This is going to be on the home page, and it enter the city, zip neighborhood, bats, and price. Does yours look like that?
No.
What does yours look like?
It changes when you put your cursor on.
Yeah, it does.
Mine has city underneath it.
This is driven off of the theme, because each theme has a different set of criteria.
Mine has price, city, zip code.
So your theme, it may not look exactly like this depending on what theme that you chose. If you go ahead and, I think there's more features that open up if you go into Pro version. So we get this one here, and again, your theme will change the criteria. But if you click next, where it says, now this highlights up now where it says select listings page search fields. So here, I've got, I kept the inner city neighborhood feds pass and price. There's more filters. It's going below the box.
I'm looking at wondering.
Yeah, what do you want to choose? Okay, so you check all the boxes.
I didn't choose.
Oh, wow.
That's default, but you can change it if you want. But whichever one you want.
The one with the house and the fence. Maybe that's taken there or something.
And then on the listings page, I
Now, on my
advanced it.
previous page, I have a lot more choices.
So which thing do you have?
I have the one with the mid-sized homes, I think.
Okay.
And on the previous page that we were just looking at, I have a lot more choices under this box.
Yes.
So you, yeah,
Those are
so
your name.
yeah, the theme is going to determine what options you have here to choose from.
Okay, so you might want to go to a different one.
If you want more options.
I kind of like this one because it's on that first page.
So take a minute, kind of choose your options depending on what theme that you chose. If you want to add more, I'm okay with having cities that they really bed, fast, and price.
It's not like when I have that with it says inner city, and it's just got, it says it does city, zip, neighborhood, best, fast, and price, but it just has city.
What has just your link, your 5 page.
The first box.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all it will.
Everybody, when they hover over, is getting Bethel City.
Yeah.
I think that's just an example of how it would look if someone types.
Oh, so you should be able to do it with any of those things.
This is what it's going
Correct.
to show up on that box on your main page. So when they go in, when they're live on your page, they'll be able to type any one of these
Any of
pieces
those,
in there.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what a live page, this box is in the middle of the
Yeah.
picture.
So that Omni box is this on your main page, on your live page.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And then you go hit next. And if you got options in there, you can choose those options, and then once you select those and you hit save, it brings us back here. Give everybody a minute to get up there. Okay, is everybody here? Okay. Under menu, we're going to be coming back and forth when we get into doing our areas and things like that. We'll be coming back to the menus page again, but I want to show you some stuff that's in here. This is where we can go in and customize this order here, what we want to see up here. As we add pages and things like that, which we will do today, I'll show you how to add some pages, add neighborhoods or areas. When we add those in, they all by default are going to come in on this side. When we're on this menus page, we can move these around to whatever order we prefer those tabs to look like. Okay. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
The way that we do that is, let's say that I want About Me. I want that next to the home button or the home tab. You'll see here when it goes to that cross arrows there, if you click and hold and then start to drag, it moves it up, or I can move it down. Now, if you hover over one like that, it makes it a sub-page. I don't want it to be a sub-page. I want it to be still a main page. And then I just drop. Now, when I come over here to, when I come over here, it hasn't changed yet, but if I hit refresh, oh, I didn't hit save. Usually got to hit save for things that take place on a live page. But you'll see there that that's where you can go in and you can change the order of those tabs. Now you'll see on mine, we'll get to this a little bit later on, where we'll add in, we'll start your pages for your community serve if you want to add that in. you'll see that like Kernersville, High Point, Greensboro, Winston, they're moved over just like a tab over there. That lets me know that these are sub-pages underneath this tab, and that's what it looks like when you hover over on your live page. Okay. So once you go in and you change the order that you want those tabs to look like, you'll scroll down and you'll hit save. Now I'll go in and hit refresh.
Do you just type in, if you want to add a tab, community served, you just type it into the ad?
We're going to add those in pages, and I'll show you how to do that. We're going to show you how to do that. And you'll see now, about was here, now it's moved over. So that's what that whole menus page is for, is to change the order and how you want the tabs. And you just click, drop it where you want it to be. All right, now let's go to, go ahead and take a minute, and if you want to configure those, and then we'll come, then hit save and let me know when you're back to this page.
But don't add.
In the menu page, yeah, you're not going to be able to add anything in here yet, because, well, they've got some pages in there, but we're going to show you how to get in and add community served and add some other pages.
Okay.
Mainly here is just organize the tabs in the flow that you want them to flow across the top.
Okay.
Go ahead and hit save, and let's come back to our main page. And everybody should be back here. Everybody here? Ready? All right. Now, to manage your site, name, logo, contact information is going to be here. And this is where, you know, I'll talk through what some of the different fields are first, and then we'll go in and we'll make some changes here. Your brand name, if you have a tagline, you can put it in here. We're going to go through, I'll show you how to upload your logo. So if you have a specific logo that you already use today, I'll show you how to do that, or you can use one of the default Keller Williams logos. Site header, so here you check that if you want the logo and this name and a tagline name to show up on your page. You got to make sure that box is checked. A favicon. Yeah, so a favicon is this little thing here. And so you can create one of an image that you have on your computer if you want to. They're not required. It's just a little, I guess, it's just, or you can upload a picture of yourself. It's just a little something extra that will show up in the search bar.
And it's where on this one?
It's,
Upload files.
yeah, upload file right there beside upload favicon if you wanted to do one.
Mine has my picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so on the little tab, it's a little teeny tiny part of it.
But it's going to be so small that people even going to recognize it. You know, so you can do tons of different things in there. It's just something else that makes your page a little different than the next person's. Contact details. Let's go ahead and update all of your information in there if it's not already in there. If you have a different phone number, you know, if it was loaded with your cell phone number, if you want your office phone number in there instead, go ahead and put that in there. You can, if you click on upload file underneath photo, that's where you can put your profile photo in there. And then the office phone, the office address, all of that information in there. And then once you get this information filled in, then we'll go to the next field. I'm going to do the logos and things like that last.
I noticed your logo is in color, but some of you might see that.
Yeah, we're going to go back up to that.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll get to contact information updated first.
okay.
Do you know anything about SCS?
I just learned a little bit yesterday.
Okay. About the meta title and meta description?
I think I understand it. I'll give you the snippet that I learned
Is that
yesterday.
what they consider,
Bless you.
write it down.
when we get down to this next section, I'll kind of give you I got a 30-second spiel given to me yesterday that kind of made it seem a little bit more understanding. But by no means did it unlock the universe of SEO to me. But it did convince me that I needed to do some extra work with my domain name that I lost.
Well, yeah, like I did a Placester webinar,
Yeah, that's where I got it.
10 real estate marketing resolutions for 2017. Number 1 was to audit your IDX website, use Google Analytics, and know your bounce rate. That was number 1. And I know how to do all that. I set it all up for my EA website. So I just got to remember how to go back and set it up for this one.
There's a way that, and I bet that's probably going to be better with either with Placester's videos or maybe if Scott Warren has been in 102, because they talk about the Facebook pixels, which is the Facebook analytics piece that comes into play too. And I was like, you got me lost on that one right there. So, all right, so everybody got their contact information here updated the way that they want. All right, so if you scroll a little bit further down, we've got SEO in here. And don't hit save at any point yet. I will tell you when to hit save. So, we need you back here. So meta title and meta description. So what is important about this, which, and you'll see here that I've got a whole slew of things in here. What I found out last night is I got too much in there that it's not what that is meant for. Because I was thinking keywords, and it's not.
But I have something for you.
Yes.
And I just 2 weeks ago finished my thing to join the High Point board.
Mhm.
And one of the things she said, and I have it on my business cards, whenever you have a realtor,
Mhm.
you it's supposed to be all uppercase with the copyright symbol.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do
And
that.
and you cannot use the term realtor with any other name other than your name or your firm name.
Yeah.
Cannot use it.
And do you know how to do
How
a
do you get
copyright
that? I don't know
R?
copy
How do you
thing.
get
Okay,
that?
okay, so the copyright R, if you have a PC, you can only do it if you have the number pad on the right-hand side. Okay, if you don't have the numbers on the right-hand side, you can't do it on the computer. But you hold down Alt 0174, all at the same time, let go, and you have the little copyright R. If you have a Mac, it's Option R.
0174.
But you have to have the keypad on the right-hand side.
I do.
Okay, so press Alt, and then you do 0174 while you have Alt
Press.
down. Yes.
Okay, good.
And then when you let
The
go,
numbers.
Yes.
0174, and then when you let go, you have the little copyright R.
It's so weird.
Excellent.
There's all kinds of things you can do with that number pad. Amazing.
So is that my title now?
As long as you're a member of a board,
Board.
you
You
are
are
a realtor.
Yeah.
Just like what you have on your computer.
But does that belong there, in that spot?
So here is going to be so in here we're talking about your site settings and things like that. So underneath SEO, your meta title, that is the title of your site. So however, for your branding title, your tagline, you can use that as your meta title. So if you have a tagline that's part of your logo and things like that, that's what can go in here. You'll, like I said, you'll see all this stuff in here because when I first did my Placester website back in the summer, I thought I was supposed to just put all these keywords in there, and that was what was going to search up. And that's not the case.
That's just a tagline or something.
Your tagline or your,
The tagline that you have under tagline, you just put the same thing.
you can put the same thing there. Or you can put, like I'll change mine now. Mine is going to be, can't put the trademark in there, but I'll have to go trademark for this one. I have to keep that. And it's not all caps.
So that's what I put there.
And then your tagline would go in meta description.
No, if you have a tagline, you can put that here. What this is going to do is the search engines are going to basically kind of look for this title. So as people are going out and they're searching for Lois Lyon Realtor or Lois Lyon Real Estate or something like that, Google and all those, they're looking for certain things. And so That's what they're looking for in the meta title, that it's only meant to be a title. It's not meant to be a keyword search field. Now, underneath meta description, again, you can do a tagline here. So if you have a name of your business and then you want to do your tagline here, you can do that. You can do a short blurb about yourself here or about what you do. So you know, your preferred real estate agent, your choice in real estate agents or whatever. You can plug that in here underneath meta description.
Could you designation there too?
I would take your designations and put those more underneath where we went in underneath the other information and put those there because you want those to display on there. But yes, you could even put them in here because certain search engines might pick it up. So if you want to put CGI, you know, GRI designated, you can put that in there.
Put a comma between?
Just keep in mind though, this is not meant to be a keyword search. It's more to be just like a paragraph description of what you do.
Well, yeah, but do I put a comma between that? Or just, you know, that's me.
Oh, to add in, yeah, so if you wanted to add in, yeah, you should be good just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah, you should be good. All right, now, has everybody got their information in their meta title and their meta description? All right, so here's my little snippet that I learned about the search engine optimization. The domain name that came with your site is, you know, more than likely your name.kw.com. That is what is used to rank you out in Google searches and things like that, unless you bought a domain, a custom domain, and you have it mapped over. If you have a custom domain and it's only pointing to this website is getting all of the hits for search engines, not the domain you bought. So if you bought a domain, so Jenny, you, and Aaron, that's where things get a little wobbly and what has to happen with IDX. I'm going to have to research that myself because I just changed mine last night, but the IDX was tied to my old Placester website, so I don't know if I need to change there. You want, if you buy a custom domain, from a search engine optimization perspective, you want it to get all of the credits and all of the hits for people searching. So that's the one you want to use, and there's some additional mapping that your domain provider has to do to map it to Placester. Now, Placester has step-by-step instructions to show you how to do that. I've got mine through GoDaddy. I called them last night because I got myself in a loop and was like, oh my God, I think I'm royally messing up my page. In 5-minute conversation with GoDaddy, they had me completely done, and I was like, okay, what do I need to do? He's like, go to Placester, type in your domain name, you're good. So they did everything for me, which was awesome. But the whole purpose in all this is that search engine optimization looks at custom content that you are putting in your website. The more original, the more custom that it is, the higher it falls in search, or the higher up it lands in Google searches, Yahoo searches, and things like that in those search engines. If you are adding a lot of content that you're borrowing from other articles and other people, when Google goes out and searches, in that millisecond, Google can determine that content belongs over here to Inman Real Estate. So we're going to bring Inman up, not you. So if you want to quote articles and things like that, write your own synopsis of what the article is, and then use a link if you want to link out so that you can credit Inman. That will get you higher in the search result because it's looking, like I said, Google looks for original content. So they look at this information, your meta titles and things like that, and then I don't know how they do it, but they're able to scan and tell how much original content you have in your site, all in a millisecond.
Who manages Placester?
Placester.
Just
And do
Placester.
other
that's the
companies
company.
have that? Or other real estate companies have
At Placester? Yeah, they're open. They're used by a lot of other agents and things like that. So yeah, we're not exclusive to Placester.
How do we get color logos? How do we get color logos?
All right. So scroll up to the top, and then if you click on select a KW logo, there I think are only 2 that are generic enough for us to use. There's not a Keller Williams triad. There's not one specific to this office, or there's not one for Kernersville either. So if you scroll down, I believe it is toward the bottom.
Got it.
Yeah, it's toward the very bottom. So you can use the gray one or the white one. If you are not certified in Elite Homes, do not use the Elite logo. See if there's any newer ones in here. Legacy, luxury, farm and ranch. Yes. So right now, for us, the only two we really have are the gray one or the color logo. Now, I'm going to hit cancel because I've already used this one. If you have your own logo, because with Keller Williams, we can create our own logos. They only have to be in there. They don't have to be predominant and things like that. If you have one and it's on your local hard drive, then all you have to do is go in here and click on Upload File, go to where you keep it, bring it up here, and then it'll pop it up here, and then it'll show up on your website. That's if you've got the custom.
Did you get yours done?
It's finished. I just now have to go in and figure out what all I'm going to do with it. So, but yeah, it's my little logo is fucking done.
Thank you.
Just click save. And then if you got that done, then go down to the very, very, very bottom and click save. And all of your contact information will now be uploaded and correct. All right, everybody here? Yep.
When I'm looking at my website, my phone number is way up there. What's it?
It's that simple.
Oh, okay. All right. I just
That
wondered.
simple is that way. No, if you change it in there and it was updated, every template will, depending on which template that you choose in those themes, will change where your contact information is in that top banner. Sometimes it's on the upper left, it's on the upper right, sometimes it's over to the side. Just depends on the theme that you chose.
Is there a way to remove the rent out of this so that people that want to rent don't call me?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Let's go back up. We'll just do that real quick.
We just sat in with Henry in the provincial broker meeting,
Yeah.
and he said, do not dismiss rental people, even if you work with them and you only get like $100, because he's gotten his largest client, one of the people that he rented with, ended up mother was an investor. And he said he's gotten the most sales from this renter.
Wow.
So he's like, don't dismiss them if you think that they're not worth it. They may be.
Show us how, because I'm
Yeah.
tired of getting people calling me from Zillow and Trillia going, do you rent? No, I don't. Where are you at?
I'm actually,
Global filters?
what I'm playing to figure out, to remember where it was.
On stages. It should be, I think someone in your theme selection, because that's where you chose, or slideshow, that's where you chose your, search, not theme selection, but
Oh,
slideshow.
is it? No, it's up there.
Your slideshow.
Yeah, on the slideshow.
That's where the search was. Your omnibar, wasn't that under slideshow?
No, that was on the OmniGuard. That is,
That's under theme, isn't it?
yeah, was it?
Under search forms.
Search forms. Thank you.
That's right. Keep going, under social networks. Right there.
Yes.
Search for
I don't remember seeing it there.
Like that.
certain things have the rent button at the top. Yeah, because mine doesn't.
Mine does, but I don't know how to take it off.
Right, so that's our takeaway. Jenny, I'll go and I'll see if I can research a little bit more later and I'll.
Okay. And if she may be right, it may just be, because not everybody has it, maybe the thing that you choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll follow up with that one. We'll go follow up to the group. Okay, so we got our site info. So now let's go to lead capture. And this is where a little e-edge conversation has to happen. First thing here is you've got two options. So for us that are using standard Placester, we have two options. We can either passively capture our leads, or we can be aggressive. Aggressive captures leads. When they go to your website, they hit search, they're going to be able to look at one property. As soon as they click on that next one, it's going to pop up a registration form and require that they register to go any further.
For which one?
Aggressive.
Yes.
That's under aggressive. And I tested that with some people that I know, didn't tell them what I was doing. I was just like, here, go check on the site, see what you like. About 2 minutes later, one of my friends texted me and was like, I hate you. I hate you so bad. And I was like, no, I do. And they were like, I'm not registering for your site just because I want to look at another property.
Well,
So
you get a
they
bunch
got, I mean,
of
these are friends of mine. They were just like, if I hit at someone's site and it was like that, I would not do that.
See, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't like that.
This is personal choice. Personal choice.
Placester said yesterday, when I contacted Placester, he told me yesterday to not do aggressive capture leads because that is the first thing they have to do is sign up for your website and you will lose more
Yeah.
clients.
Because I would not do it. Well, you'll get big loop and,
You'll get wild
He said
registration.
if they do, you will get incorrect
Bad,
information.
bad.
Of course, they were trying to sell me, so they wanted me to upgrade. There is an option if you upgrade in between passive and aggressive.
Three views.
I think he said you can do it by minutes. If they're on your site more than so many minutes or so many views. I didn't ask. I told her I was not ready for that at this time. My site's not even active yet.
Yeah, so that's the main difference between passive and aggressive there is if they're passive, they can go and view as much as they want to. It's not going to require them to register. Okay? So I've set mine to passive. I think those of us that went through the Placester classes the first time, we did test it like that, left it like that. I think some people blasted maybe a week. It was like, no, we're going back to passive. If you get someone that comes in on the Placester website and they register, by default, it is not feeding over into eEdge. So where all your contacts and things, if you're using eEdge, by default, they are not transferring over. They're just landing here. You're getting a notification that you got a contact. It's up to you to get it over there however you want to. There is a workaround to get Placester to forward that contact information into eEdge. The way that you do that is you got to go into MyKW. So if you're going to MyKW, if you're not already there, you go to Home. The easiest way.
Would you go to my leads or my email, my eEdge email?
Thank you. Like these anyways. No, that's your email. View contacts. So if you go into contacts, over here, underneath your profile on the right-hand side, you click that drop down. You click on, yes, click on my account.
Oh, no, we're not.
Okay.
Okay.
So go to my contacts when you're on your dashboard. Yeah, click on view contacts.
Get your eEdge email.
And then when that loads, if it loads, just hit view contacts, it'll take you straight there. All right, and then you're going to go to your profile up here on the upper right-hand side. There's a drop down. When you click on that drop down, you're going to go to my account, and then it'll take you to this page.
I don't have any. Look to your right.
Yeah, click there.
Yeah, my page doesn't look anything
Like
like
his.
I know I did too. Too much. Well, this is, that's good. I've had it set up.
Trying to load through, trying to load through the full version. Continue. There we go. All right, did anybody else's get a weird looking screen that went in because Lois was trying to register her in the mobile version. So, is everybody good? Everybody got the same page up there that I do now?
Yeah.
All right. The easiest thing to do is right here where it says e-edge email, just highlight it with your mouse, and then right click and copy. All right. Then come back over to Placester. And right here where it says lead forwarding, right click in there and hit paste.
If we wanted to go to another one as well, just add it,
Just add
instead of put a comma,
Put a comma in.
So if you've got, if you wanted to go, if you're using Top Producer or another CRM, you can add that in there. You don't have to use the e-edge if you're using Top Producer.
Then forget it to pop up in your lead library.
Over there.
Yeah. Could it be your regular KW email?
You can forward it to your KW email if you want to. Yeah. But what this is going to do is, if you're using e-edge as your CRM, by doing this, what happens is when you log into e-edge, you'll have an email from Placester with all that person's contact information that they entered in, and then in that email or beside that email, it will say, add this contact to your database. Check it, move on. They're in there. That's all you have to do.
and you can add it to the drip campaign.
Then you can add them to drip campaigns and everything else. That's the reason why you want, if you're using e-edge as your CRM, that you want to get this forwarded over into e-edge. It saves you a lot of steps where if it forces your Gmail, then you still have to get it in e-edge or you type them in manually and things like that. If you do this, it's a check of a button. All their contact information that they filled out on the form automatically loads. You pull them up in your contacts in e-edge. You can put them in whatever group you want. Add them to whatever, 33 Touch or 8x8 or whatever campaigns you have set up. So it saves a lot of steps by doing this.
So you just go to e-edge every day and just look for, okay.
Yep. And your e-edge, if this forwards in, if you've got your alerts turned on in e-edge, you'll get an email already in Gmail. It says you have a new contact. If your alerts are turned on in e-edge.
So if you alert and then you do your email, you will get double.
So, yeah. All right. Then hit save. And then anyone who registers in on Placester will come to whichever domain or whichever CRM you forwarded to.
Can I backtrack on one thing on her question?
Yes.
Lois, if you go to when you first go to mykw.kw.com and you have your e-edge control panel, if you have a new email, it'll tell you right there the e-edge messages.
Yeah, right.
You don't have to go anywhere else. It's right there in your home screen.
You don't have to select contact or anything like that. You'll see your email.
Yeah, you don't have to check every day by going to e-edge. It's right there in your control panel. Click MyKW. See right there in the very middle, my email. If you have a new message, it'll be a 1 where that little dash is, or 2 or 3 or
It'll pop up right there.
64.
We will.
Let's see, we capture type verification. Okay, so the rest of this gets further down into more advanced Placester information. So like Aaron, you were talking about the analytics and things like that. That's where you're going to go in there. Site verification, I've started to kind of read in there what that is all about. It's more kind of an authentication around, is your site real, is it spam, those type of things there. I've not done anything in here. Again, that's a little bit more of an advanced Placester. Custom domains.
Direct Nick is who mine's with.
Who?
Direct Nick.
Okay. So if you have a custom domain, I'm going to show you where to go real quick on how to get the instructions. So you click here. Here, the step-by-step articles. If you click in there, it will give you a list of the common domain providers that Placester has encountered, and then they'll have a link to the step-by-step instructions for everyone that they have instructions for in order to be able to get your custom domain set up so that it looks like this now, like mine, and all of your service engine optimization is based off of your custom ID, not custom domain, not the one from Placester. So you notice, like, my domain is keepbandykw.com, but my custom one is keepbandyrealtor.com, and that's the active one. I haven't gone and changed all that yesterday. So if you type in keepbandykw.com, it's not going to bring you Placester anymore.
What if you don't have, it's not listed? I mean, this was one, when I first started, everybody was using Direct Nick before their day. Everybody got into it, and I've just kept it over the years. I just kept reviewing it. I never bothered to change it.
I am going to recommend then is going through the Placester support to see if they can help with the instructions, or even if you can contact Direct Nick and see if they can ask them what it would be. Because here's, like, they're going to have to change what's called the C name, the A name, and the IP. They're going to have to change all three of those in order for your website to, this is where it becomes important, is if you just type in and direct a website domain to your, like, keepbandykw.com, if I select blog, like right now it says keepbandyrealtor.com, if I did a simple point my custom domain to my KW website, it's going to land and it'll say this up here, but this will say keepbandy.kw instead of keepbandyrealtor.com.
Yeah.
When I click on blog and I try to hyperlink that, I wouldn't be able to say keepbandyrealtor.com/blog, it would be keepbandykw. So it would be, I type in keepbandyrealtor.com, why am I at keepbandykw.com?
Right.
So by working through your domain provider and having them change the CNAME, the A, and the IP, it makes everything pop like that. And so it stays with whatever web address they typed in is what they see all the time.
Can I ask a probably a really dumb question? When I first signed up, we got a website, and that directed it to your KWagent.com.
Yeah.
So do I need to change that, or do I need to keep that directed to this, or use that website, carlakeenan.com, to go to Placester?
Oh, that's the one that's going,
This one's not even marking one?
that is the agency.
Yeah.
It's going away, right?
I think so, right?
Yes.
So
It's supposed to be gone.
It's supposed to be on 12/31.
it's still here.
It's still working. The last, we're going to have to go back and get a definitive, see if we can get a definitive timeline of when it's actually going to go away, but we did have a communication that it was going to go away 12/31. It's still
So
out
if I have carlakeenan.com, then I need to do what you did.
If
It needs
you
to be
purchase-
directed to
I
Placester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll,
Okay.
So we do need to go do something with that and not just let it just.
Correct.
If you purchase
a domain,
if
you
you
need
purchase
to
the
redirect
domain,
it.
yeah, it needs to
Which
be
they had all of
redirected.
us do last summer.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even.
We were in the same
know.
class, remember? We didn't know what we were doing, we just,
I
they
still
told us
don't
to do
know.
it.
I still don't on that really.
Yeah.
because
So-
What? The agency.
EMC is going away.
But that's where we purchase, whatever we purchase when we find the.
I don't know who owns the e-agency domain.
Yeah, that's a good question. So
We had to pay like, what, $25?
That's because you bought whatever, CamilleHunt.com or whatever you bought.
Yeah.
I bought carlakeenan.com.
Yeah.
yes.
And it goes to this site.
So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go back to figure out, you purchased that domain. You got to figure out who did they get that domain from. Was it through Google? Was it through GoDaddy? Was it
GoDaddy, I think.
whoever?
No, it's not GoDaddy.
I'm almost want to say it's probably Google because everything else is
It
Google.
wasn't Google.
It's not Google either.
No, it's,
I forgot who the other big one was. There's
it's
two
not a
more.
big one.
But yeah, so you're gonna have to find out who they purchased it
Well,
from, and
that's
I'll write that
one
down.
KW domain store. KW domain store.
There you go.
Now, is that just a one-time thing?
That is probably more than likely for some certain number of years, because most, you're leasing those names, you don't technically own them outright,
It
you're
just keeps
leasing them.
renewing, and that's what I've done. I mean, like I said, when I started, that was who everybody was going to.
You can transfer it, like I
Yeah.
transferred my domain from GoDaddy to Google. Google now owns my domain, that's who I pay, that you can go into whatever domain you want to own your domain name, you can go there and request it be transferred.
So let's say that, so kwdomain.com is the one who owns your all's
KW domain store.
domain store. So if they're the one that
If you
owns
bought
it
through
today,
the agency,
that's where it goes. So let's say that that's who you bought it from, but they're so obscure that you just can't get anything done with them. You can transfer it and go through GoDaddy and contact them and say, I want you to now host this domain name for me, and I will pay you the fees.
So you would just go to GoDaddy and ask them to give them the contact information for like direct hit, or
you go to GoDaddy.com, you request a transfer, you type in your domain name and click submit, and they do everything.
okay, that's what I was saying. So I don't have to contact direct hit, it would, I could go to GoDaddy and do that.
If you want to transfer it over to GoDaddy, yeah.
It might be easier,
Like I said, for those of us that did that, we go transfer it to GoDaddy.
If that's what you
And
want to do, yeah.
then what do we do here?
So then in here, GoDaddy will help you. You tell them that you want your search engine optimization to be tagged to the domain that you purchased, but you have a site through KW through Placester, and then they did it all for me last night.
So it's not gonna do anything in place, it's just gonna add this into it.
You'll have to do one thing in Placester, which is once you get GoDaddy maps, or the domain owner maps everything on their end, then you'll go into this custom domain here, and you'll type in, like, if it's, mine's keepandyrealtor.com. I went into custom domain and typed in keepandyrealtor.com as my custom domain name. That's after your owner of the domain maps everything. Because if you type it in now and you don't own it, it's not going to do anything.
But that's not gonna take away from the new KW.com that we're doing that.
Nope. Everything that you're building in here, if you go through that, is all that's going to change is this information that's up here.
see, it says I've got jennybrewer.kw.com is what my domain, but I've got,
In Placester right now.
oh, okay.
That's Placer's
Placer
name.
gives you a domain.
They give you a
I got
domain
you.
right now. When you map Jenny Brewer over, then it won't say jennybrewer.kw, it'll say jennybrewer.com.
Okay.
Okay,
So it's kind of like buying a domain for you.
Placester buys one basically for you. Yeah, those of us that have bought domains, the reason that we've done that is, for me, and I think Aaron will probably agree with this, is that if they change and go from Placester to the next vendor, I don't have to have keepandy1
Yeah.
KW.com. I can stay with Keep Andy Realtor and just have that remap to the new vendor that provides our website services. And that way I don't have to go back and change my business cards, have to change my marketing campaign, do anything like that. My SEOs are not affected because it's tied to that domain that I bought, not to this one. Okay? That's the quick and dirty crash course in custom
So
domains.
are you gonna point people to them? I mean, are you gonna put this as your website?
This is my website. So, and I don't do pointing anymore.
On your card, if you get your.
All my business cards are going to start saying, because I'm at a point now where I'm out of my old business cards and I've got a new logo created, so I'm updating everything. So it's all going to say keepandyrealtor.com.
See, I have
So you're
two.
doing your cut.
I had a separate website other than what we had created, so I have both, so I'll probably put both of them on.
So we can do this.
Yeah, and when you map your if you wanted to have your custom domain that you bought mapped to this site, you don't make any additional changes other than type in the custom domain name in there. All of this that you built stays the same. Just the name changes in the search engine optimization. All right, so let's see, we've got about an hour and 15 minutes, so let's go and talk through pages and blogs, and then we'll add in some areas. So pages, if you click on this tab right here across the top, we can add pages. You'll see here that these are all the pages that we saw on there that are on there in default. I've got a few more pages than you all do. It's right up here, beside site settings, on the top of your page. You know, the community served preferred providers. These are all sub-pages, but it shows in here, these are just all the pages that I've added. You only have one page. I've added 2 pages because of the things that I've added in. If you wanted to do a community served, so here's how we do that. Right here, beside your pages, and you'll see here, this is the number of pages I have in my site. I have 13 pages in my site. Probably need to change that to 13. Yeah, let's get off 13. You click on the plus sign.
Slug.
I don't know why they call that a slug, but you'll have here, these are all of the default pages that Placester has provided for us that you can add in here. So for a community served type of page, so this is like we talked about, this is adding in, if you want to add in pages that's specific to a given city and you want to do a bio about that city, that's what we're doing. So I'll show you on my site. So I've got community served. I've got Kernersville, Hopkins, Greenville, Winston-Salem, and Clemens. And then, how to control my mouse. There we go. I click there, then let's say I click on Clemens. I'm giving everyone kind of a snippet of what Clemens is about. So here's the community information, a little map, and then it also shows what's available. And then my contact information is all here. They can even do a little bit of a little search here too. So that's what the community served page is kind of about. It gives them a little snippet about the city. What you'll do is in here, under the default page, you're going to choose an areas index as the default page type. All right. Since this is going to be our main page, name it how you want it to be on your site. Do you want it to be just communities? Do you want it to be communities served, communities I serve, service areas, cities? However you want to label that is what's going to go here. When you start typing here, this slug title will start expanding with whatever it is that you type here. So let's, you're going to do communities. Then you'll add here, this is just a blurb about what this page is going to contain. So this page contains information about each of the major cities that I work in, that I serve, that I sell homes in, whatever you want to put in there. The thing is that, you know, this.
What if you create, like, you want to create, like, something totally different, like, some, like, you've got a vendor report or something. What did you choose for your template? Since it's just got these certain places, are you still choosing areas?
No, if you're going to do the one for,
Let's say you're just creating another, you know, no cost to copy and one.
for like when you do vendors, then you just do the default page template.
Okay, so that is an option.
Yeah, that's an option, yeah. And that's, it's just basically just a blank white page to type things in. Yeah, you all won't have these subpages in yours yet. That's because I've already created these pages as to why they end up showing up. And I've moved them in under, so I can go in and just say, this week I'm just going to focus on nothing but Clemens. I can go in and check Clemens, and the rest of them won't show up on my site. But by unchecking them all, they all show up in my sub pages. Now you'll see here, I have failed in my search engine optimization duties. I didn't like it. So here, you can label this, communities, communities that I work in, communities I sell real estate in, communities I service. And then in the description, you can, depending on, if your blurb is pretty short, up here, you can copy and paste it down here underneath your meta description. But here, your description should be 155 characters or less in the meta description. Under search engine optimization, up here, it can be bigger. That have to be small. And then once you guys have done that, you will go in and hit save. The interesting thing here is that you can also save this as a draft. So if you're not 100% done, you can save this as a draft. It won't be out there on your live page yet. So that way you can go in and tweak it and do a little bit more with it. Shoot. If you saved it, it's fine because we can still go in and edit. So like you'll see here, I saved mine as a draft, so it tells you if it's published or it's a draft. So anytime that we want to go in and edit any of these pages individual, we can just go over here, click edit, and go in and change the content. If you created one and now you decided you don't want it on there at all, just hit remove. And it'll take it out. Now once you hit remove, it goes away completely. So all that content you added in goes with it, can't recover it. Now we'll go back in. Now, so that's our communities served page. Now to get those individual cities in, what we're going to do is we're going to go to areas. It's up here in this top field. And this is where we're going to start adding in our individual cities if we want to add any in.
So just area page title would be the city.
Yeah, so if you click the plus sign, that opens it up. So area page title, so if it's Wahlberg, Clemens, High Point, that's what you'll name it that. And then I want to call this one. Now we'll get the type of area, I'll let you know, so that way we can get you down to a more smaller area. So has everybody got a city added in? Okay. So you're going to go to areas. Then underneath area page title, you're going to type the name of the city that you're focusing on. Then under type of area, do region. And then select why we have Alabama and Virginia. No idea. Select NC.
Oh, I got like all 50 states.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh. Yeah, if your IDX isn't set up, you're going to get all 50 states. Which still, though, with our IDX, I still don't understand why we have those options either.
Unless there's a Clemens or whatever city.
Yeah. All right, so here underneath slideshows, so if you notice on my page, I've got these pictures up here, and I've got a slideshow that runs. okay? The way that I did that was I just went out to Google, typed in Clemens, what are some of the pictures, and then I picked the ones that I liked the best. There is a size requirement. There it is, 16 by 600. So if I go out here, let me go ahead and log out of this one before I forget. And then with my search, I'm just going to click on images. And then so here, all right, so that one, just by hovering over it, you'll see that one's 220 pixels, 565 pixels. That is not going to work on this site. So you keep searching and kind of hovering over it. Now that one is 2304 by 17, so it has to be at least in that one parameter of 1600 by 600. 1600 for that pixel, that's going to be the width of the picture, and then that smaller number is the height. All right, so the one that we saw over here, in Clemens, this second one was 23 by 1700. That one's going to be a little close to square. It's not going to be a full square, but it's going to be a little bit more square, so it's going to have a hard time loading in your slideshow. So you have to keep kind of searching. Like this one here, even though it's a smaller pixels, that's about the format you're looking for a picture. It's something that's more rectangular on its side. So you just scroll through it, find it, hover over them until you find the one that you like with the resolution.
I'm trying to figure out how you hover up and get right out.
I'm just literally running my mouse over. I'm not clicking anything.
We get the pixel at.
Oh,
Hover over it?
go back to Google when you do the search for it.
Oh, I like that.
Did you do Google search for Kernersville, or did you just do? All right, go back. Yeah, hit arrow back.
Yeah.
Okay. Now click images. Yeah. Now you want, if you just bring them up down. There we go. All right. There's where you get your images. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to save them and then import them?
So I'm going to show you how to save that. So let's say that you find the one that you like. What you're going to do is you're going to right click on the image, and then it's going to come down to Save Image As.
It should be the one at 600, that's what you were saying, right?
Yeah, it should be 1600 by 600. Front number 1600 or close to it. Second number 600, or large front number, small back number. That's the easiest way to remember it.
If you put it on there and you didn't like it,
You can always take it off. You trial and error it. So when you find one that you like, if you right click on it and you go to Save Image As, click on that. It's going to bring up where you want the image to be saved. So you save it to your local hard drive, wherever it is that you save your pictures. That's where you're going to save it to. Name it so that you know what you're looking for. So like I think with mine, I did Kernersville Image 1, Kernersville Image 2, Kernersville Image 3. Then, once you've done that, come back to Placester and you click over here on Slideshows for Upload File. And then, if it's underneath your photos, you can click Pictures, wherever it is that you've saved it. Let's say that we've got this one with, there we go. And you click Open.
Just keep in mind, it is best to take your own pictures and not pirate and steal them.
Yes, yes. So in this situation with using like the town of Kernersville and things like that, could I get in trouble from the town of Kernersville? Absolutely. Absolutely. I could. Thank you, Aaron, for bringing that up. Go out, snap some pictures of your own, and then that way they become your own. I just did that as a quick and easy way to get mine up and loaded, but I do need to go out and get my own real pictures in all honesty. There are copyrighted pictures that are out there. When you do that,